Good evening, fuckers, and we are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this one was requested by me. Because this, is something that I hinted at in the last video. I've got this planned live stream where I will be going from London to Edinburgh, and there will be a choice of 4 high-speed trains that I will put in a poll for people to vote on. So yeah, we will then decide, well, those voting on it will decide which train we'll actually use to do that run. Now, 2 of the options have already appeared in these request videos, which are the Class 370 and the Class 221. So we are going to take a look at another. The other, in this instance, is the Class 91, with the extremely misleading name of InterCity 225. We'll cover that in a bit. So for this one, the specifics, autumn, cloudy, and it's 9 o'clock. Why not? It doesn't really make a great deal of difference. And the route I've chosen is on the Midlands Main Line. So we are going from London, St Pancras to Bedford. And I will make one stop on the way. We'll stop at Luton Airport. So why have I chosen this route in particular, especially as I don't think this is going to give us the chance to take the Class 91 to 125 mph. I think we might get close, but I don't think we're going to do 125. Well, there's 2 reasons why I chose this route. Firstly, it's never appeared in any of these videos before, and secondly, of the various options that I had to for showing this particular train, this is the shortest, and the fact that I've chosen the shortest does not bode well for this thing. Well, let's get it up and running and let's find out why. Okay, so here we are in our very quiet 225, if you must call it that. Yeah, a very quiet Class 91. Let's get some exterior shots. So yeah, I've chosen the version with the InterCity Swallow livery. I may end up regretting that. Let's get the lighting sorted out. That did not take particularly long. Okay, so first things first, the view out the front. It's not great, is it? I mean, we've got this huge, great section here that's blocking a lot of the view. So we've got a real case of tunnel vision, despite these, the side windows, but they are very small as well. So, no, it's not a great view. So let's get the thing started up. take a look around the various controls. There aren't a huge amount that are actually interactive, so yeah, no, I think lights, as far as the lights go, yeah, I haven't got a huge amount of options, but they are there. So instrument lights we want on. The parking brake, I'm pretty sure is already off. Oh yeah, of course, it says off right there. So right, onto the main controls here. Actually, we'll save them till last. Over here, yeah, again, there's not very much here which is actually interactive. Okay, the wipers, but yeah, okay, yeah, we are not going to be like, yeah, increasing and decreasing the pantograph. Well, no, yeah, retracting and extending on it. Now, you've already heard one of the issues that I have with this thing, which is the AWS. Actually, it's not the AWS thing. It's the driver's vigilance. It goes off, I think, at the very most, it goes off every minute. Every minute, no matter what you are doing. Okay, so right, so there's that to deal with. Now there is also, right, this train has the speed set. So right, when we first set off, our speed limit is 15. But very soon after that, we have a 20 mph speed limit. Okay, well, the speed set marker is this triangle part here, the pointer on the outside of the speedometer. So what I will do is just one quick key press of the speed set adjuster to increase it to 20 mph. Okay, one key press. You know, would you believe it, this time it's actually, well, it's not working perfectly, but it is, in fact it's not working, it's not moving. It must be because we haven't actually got underway yet. Okay, I'll try setting that once we are underway then. That's going to be even worse. Right, what I'm also going to do, right, you've already heard by now that that driver vigilance thing is a real pain in the arse, but I think I can disable it. Except that the key that I was told it was is not working. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough, actually, because if it goes off again, then, you know. Okay, well, I've shown what I can while we are still stationary here. So we have all of the sort of displays showing, you know, if there are any errors or any issues, and they're all coming up that everything is absolutely fine. So we are almost ready to go. So Bedford is 49.7 miles away, and that has not stopped. So yeah, well, I have a solution to that issue. Okay, so I have implemented my fix. It's not perfect, but it does help reduce how much it does that yeah, the driver's vigilance thing quite a bit. So what I've done is change the train I'm in. So we're still in the Class 91, but we're now in the one with the East Coast livery. But because we're not going to the East Coast, we're going to Bedford. But oh well, at least it's this, as I say, I don't have to put up with that unbearably annoying driver vigilance alert every time. So I think we have definitely got everything all set. Let's get underway. Now, some of you may have watched the video that I did showing the Class 180. Now, if you haven't, or if you want to just quickly refresh your memory, pause this video now and go and have a look at the Class 180 video and pay particular attention to the speed with which the throttle goes up and down. I'll sit here and wait for you while you're going to do that. Right, are you back? Well, once we're into the 50 mph section, keep in mind the speed with which the throttle increases and decreases, you know, for the 180. And then watch what's the speed with which the throttle increases and decreases in this thing. Now we are losing a bit of speed here, so I may need to throttle up a bit straight away. So, right, observe. That is extremely quick, and it does make it very bloody awkward to have any kind of precision with the throttle. And if I was in the InterCity liveried version, it's even faster. And there's no doubt about it, this, if you're going to drive the Class 91, this is the version to drive, the one with the East Coast livery. The InterCity one is unbearable. You've got that driver vigilance thing constantly going off. Bearing in mind, it hasn't gone off once in this one. And the throttle, as I say, it goes so fast when you're moving it that you're actually better off using the mouse and controlling the throttle that way. So this train has not endeared itself to me. Like I say, this Eastern whatever it is, this liveried version is a lot better. It's not perfect, not even close to perfect. We can now go up to 70. But it is, I mean, it's not even good, but it is certainly a damn sight better than the InterCity one. You may also have noticed something that is actually worse in here than it is in the InterCity liveried version, which is the interminable racket behind me from the fans. And I do believe there's no way of either quietening it down or turning it off or reducing it on or anything. So I think we're kind of stuck with that. That's our background noise for the whole trip in this. So we can now go up to 80 mph. So anyway, I am going to try and stop myself relentlessly complaining about this thing, but it really did not did not endear itself to me. So once we hit the 95 mph section here, I will try and engage the I'll try and engage the speed step. I was so interested, so fixated in checking the speed up ahead that I didn't even notice the speed we were doing. Okay, so we're just going to go straight through West Hampstead, and we'll go straight through Cricklewood as well. We can actually go up to 110 mph after Cricklewood, which is quite handy. Right, so while we are going, we'll zoom in on here. Let's engage the speed step. That was one mouse, not one mouse click, that's one key press. So I have to somehow try and get this onto the setting I want, which is 95, when it absolutely just flies around. So I can get it to 90, but I want 95, so I've got to somehow just, it's an utter, there we are, 95, we got there. Right, so we can now throttle up. It was set 95, but of course we're about to enter a 110 mph section. So then I need to increase it to 110. So it's an increase of 1, 2, 3 notches. Hendon is the next station. It's absolutely fucking pointless. So yeah, and it's no different in the InterCity livery. So don't waste your time trying to set the speed step, because it's an absolutely pointless exercise, and all it is going to do is piss you the fuck off. So a train that could certainly have been really good has been completely ruined. So we're up to 109, 110. Now I'm going to throttle right the way down, because of course I've got no idea what sort of throttle level I need to keep it at to try and maintain speed. And 109 is still fine. So there's no rail noise, there's just that constant noise of the fan within the engine. Okay, yeah, if we move it down to about here, then yeah, we can hear some of the rail noise. But while we're in the cabin, yeah, just that fan. I'm sure there is a control somewhere that reduces the fan, but certainly not that, no. But yeah, I can't see where it is. So, Mill Hill, again, we're just going to go thundering through there. Throttle up to 48, try and recover some of the, yeah, we're getting some of the speed back that we lost. Now, so we have a speed reduction to 100 coming up. Now, one thing that this train does well is brake. Brakes in this thing are great, and it's not surprising because its braking system is the braking system that was originally used in the APT. The Class 91 got at least a couple of features from the APT. It was basically a locomotive class that sort of rose from the ashes of the cancelled APT. The braking system was definitely one of them. To be honest, I can't remember any of the others. I think the engine might have. So we have a 110 mph speed increase as we approach Elstree and Boreham Wood. We've got quite an incline coming up here, which, I mean, yes, it is probably going to help our acceleration, but it's not like this thing needs any help there. The acceleration in this thing is fantastic. That's one thing that you can certainly say in favour of the Class 91. Now, while I'm still absolutely butchering this train and tearing it apart and everything else, there's this whole business of InterCity 225, which, as I say, is a horribly misleading name. So the initial InterCity 125, the Class 43, which appeared in the video that I did just before this one, as we are, well, I say we're approaching, Radlett is about just over half a mile. Again, we're just going to be, you know, shooting straight through there. We're not stopping there. So yes, the InterCity 125, yeah, got the name because it was 125 mph. And, you know, that's the speed unit we use in Britain, miles per hour. The InterCity 225, yeah, it's kilometres an hour. But we do not use kilometres an hour in this country. So, yeah, that's issue number one. Issue number two is that 225 kilometres per hour is 140 mph. And yeah, this train can do 140. You can easily do 140. This is the train that holds the speed record in the UK for the fastest, fastest speed by a train. It did that on the Stoke Bank. It reached the speed of 161.7 miles per hour. It only just beat the previous record, because the previous record was 161.2 miles per hour, and that was held by the APT. So yeah, it beat it by 0.5 mph, but nevertheless, it's the fastest train you know, that's ever run on UK rails. At 140 mph, this thing could do no problem. This is one of several high-speed trains that can do 140 mph no problem. But it doesn't. At no point during its operation, let's just realise I'm going to really brake hard here. I'm going to be speeding a little bit. Look at that. So somehow I was able to get that speed down that quickly. That's how good the brakes are on this thing. We're not stopping at St Albans, but yeah, 95 as we go through there. We're already doing below that, so that's fine. So yes, so yeah, at no point while this train is operating is it allowed to do 140. So why not, given that it can do 140? and we have several other high-speed trains that are easily capable of doing 140. The Class 390, the Pendolino, that can do 140. Class 801, that can do 140. But the only train that can do 140 and is allowed to do so, as we go shooting through St Albans, let's take a look, is or was the Class 395, the Javelin. And it's only allowed to do that while it is going through the HS1. While it's going through the underground section that takes it to Ebbsfleet. That's the only place. And the reason given for that, not allowing other locos, or not allowing other trains to do 140, was given by the privatised rail companies. Oh, we just started speeding. I thought we might have timed that okay, but no. Yeah, the privatised rail companies said that they were limiting the top speed to 125 because drivers would not be able to react fast enough to, any sort of like danger or emergency situation. Okay, we're up to 111. Yeah, let's bring that down a bit. There we go. But yeah, they would not be able to react fast enough if they were doing 140. Because by saying that, they have insulted every train driver who has ever lived. Because in the 80s, we had a train that was capable of doing 155. And at no point did anyone say, oh, the drivers might not be able to react fast enough with here. No. Because the drivers were more than capable. Harpenden coming up in just over a mile. And because, the speeds we're doing, we are really passing these stations at a fast old rate. So yes, the train companies have successfully insulted every train driver to have ever existed within the UK. They've also insulted the intelligence of pretty much everyone who has ever lived in the UK because they think we are stupid enough to believe that excuse that they gave. We all know the real reason. Trains that are designed and built to do 140 but are restricted to only doing 125 means maintenance costs are lower. Means that there will be fewer need to get replacement parts. Means we're not using as much fuel. I mean, alright, this is being powered by electric, but there is still a diesel engine in this thing that is powering various functions within it. That's another feature that this thing took from the APT. It does not at any point actually power traction in this thing, so it doesn't give us any of the mobility. But restricting a 140 mph train to 125, the only reason they are doing it is because they don't have to spend as much money then. And we all know that. We're not that fucking stupid. But they've hoped that we are that stupid. And as I say, they've insulted every single one of their major employees. So it's no wonder the train drivers are, striking, because the train companies have proven that the train drivers are working for people who are absolute wankers. And that is possibly the number one reason why I am so glad to see GBR on the rise and taking over so many rail franchises, and I just really hope that it becomes the de facto train company and all the privatised ones get flushed down the toilet as they deserve. So Luton Airport Parkway is coming up, so let's start braking for this. This is going to be our one stop along the route. Now I say, as I've been driving this train, it has been sort of like, you know, I have been warming to it, but say the speed set is utterly useless. The sound is both incredibly sparse and incredibly annoying, and yeah, the throttle is just way too sensitive. Certainly not as bad as the speed step control, but it is still way too sensitive. But on the plus side, the sense of speed you get in this thing is significant. It's fucking great. The brakes are fantastic. The brakes work really, really well. We've got a great acceleration rate in it, and we have a great top speed. Right, they even, I'm going back on the rant here again, they even came up with a new signal aspect to tell Class 91 drivers that it was fine to do 140. That signal aspect is, yeah, flashing green light. That was, yeah, to let the Class 91 drivers not to, you know that, yeah, you can do 140, it's all absolutely fine. So here we are at Luton Airport. Lorraine Chase is, actually I bet Lorraine Chase was absolutely sick of hearing people talk about Luton Airport. I was about to say it's her favourite place, but no, I very much doubt it is. Okay, let's get back underway. So Bedford is now only 20.64 miles away. We've got Luton coming up, you know, Luton itself as opposed to the airport. But yeah, we'll just go straight through it. We'll treat this as a Luton Airport Express. But having done the Luton Airport part of it, we're now going to go straight on to Bedford rather than back to St Pancras. Now, as well as criticising this loco, what a pretty shit job they've done of it, I can also admit when I'm wrong. And I've been wrong about a particular aspect of this train on a few occasions. It also applies to the Class 90. Once we're into the 110 mph section, I will show you what it is that I'm talking about. But I can tell you that the reason why I was constantly getting it wrong is because I stupidly believed something that I read on the internet. I know it seems ridiculous. I would actually do that. I am one of the first people who will always say, look, if you've read something on the internet, it's almost certainly complete horseshit, because it nearly always is. And yet for some reason this time I believed it. Okay, we are now in the 110 now. Okay, Lee Grave station coming up, but again we'll just be going straight through there. Right, so here is our Class 91. At the back here is what has the number 82201, and I have constantly been saying, oh, that's a Class 82. It should be given, they should be showing its, class. Well, no, they shouldn't actually. On this train, I'm using a Mark IV DVT, and on the Class 90s, it's a Mark III DVT. So this Class 91, I'm not sure exactly what engine it has, apart from a bloody fast one and a bloody powerful one. What engine do you suppose, well, going on the assumption that you don't know, what engine do you suppose the DVT has? Yeah, I think you already know. It doesn't have one at all. When you're driving the DVT, you're actually using the engine in, well, as far as this train goes, yeah, you're still using the engine in this end, the train that I am sitting in. This is one of those push-pull trains. So whichever direction you're going, you're always using the same engine. But when you are driving in the DVT, it's actually, let's keep using this loco that I'm in now as the example. It's actually, this Class 91 is driving, or is powering the entire train, but instead of pulling the train along, it's now pushing the train. But you are controlling it using sort of remote linkage to the engine from the DVT. So all those times that I kept saying, oh yeah, that Mark III DVT should actually be Class 82, no it shouldn't. Mark III DVT is exactly what it is. That is something you don't hear on the internet very often, people admitting they're wrong. But I'd like to think I'm slightly different to a lot of people on the internet. Right, so next station is Harlington. Again, don't really need to well, don't need to do anything. Yeah, we're not stopping there. This is actually a really good route. I do like the London-Bedford route. So, now that I've got my rant about the Class 91 over and done with, the chances are I will, well, I mean, it could well be requested, but if not, I could well do it myself and do this route again, but in a loco that I like. Not this. So this video is being done so I could rant about it. Right, I think that slight increase in speed came about because we're on a 1 in 202 downhill section. So yeah, I just dropped speed slightly. So we're now back to 108. I mean, dropped the throttle slightly, but it had the same effect. So Bedford is now about 11.5 miles away. So Flitwick, fucking name. Can't say I'm familiar with it, but anyway, that's the next station. Again, we'll just be tearing through there. Alright, let's bump up the speed a little bit because we've lost 5 mph. Okay, so speed reduction coming up in just under, right, 1¼ miles. It's only a short reduction. Okay, let's get some speed up, get us closer to the 100 mph. Actually, if we continue at this rate, we may reach 100 just as we are entering the 110 mph section. Bedford is less than 8 miles away. Yeah, I think this will work out quite well. There we go. Perfect timing. So we'll take it up to 109 and then we'll reduce throttle to about 30%. We will start losing speed then, but we're at a relatively slow rate, so we'll still be going pretty fast. We're on a 1 in 168 downhill section, so okay, it's not quite as steep now, 1 in 200. So yeah, our speed is actually being maintained at 109. So we are now losing speed, but at quite a slow rate, so it's absolutely fine. Bedford is 4 miles away, so I don't think we really need to worry too much about our speed loss. But I don't think it's going to surprise anybody. Oh, we are approaching a turning off. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone if I say that the 91 is no longer being considered as one of the options for me doing the London to Edinburgh run. I am going to replace it as an option with the Class 390. So despite this video, we are still, there are still 2 trains that will be appearing or you know, as options for that live stream that still need to be shown in one of these videos. Hopefully someone will request them, rather than me sort of like having to intervene and saying, right, okay, here's another video that I've chosen. So brakes on this thing are so good. I ended up braking ridiculously early. Now, is that single yellow because we are about to turn off? I suspect it is. Okay, so that 50 mph section, unless we are, yeah, we're going on to that one. Now, I think this is going to put us on another yellow signal, which is fine because, well, as long as it's anything but red, it's single yellow, we can go through it and we can stop at Bedford Station. Let's get us a bit closer to that 30 mph. There we go. So once again, I was braking too hard too soon. Unsurprisingly, this is a train that I don't drive very often, and so I am really not used to the braking distances on this thing. Certainly don't need it in step 2, not just yet. Yeah, that's because you've got red signal dead ahead. Well, I really want to have all of this train in the station, but we're going to end up being so close to that red signal that yeah, I don't rate my driving enough to I mean, the last car there is just the DVT, it's not the passengers, so I mean, it's tight, but I think that'll be okay. So there we are. That was London St Pancras to Bedford. I freely admit this video did not sort of like show this route in a particularly good light, and hopefully someone else will request this route again where you'll be able to see it. It's a great route, this. It really is a good one. So, you know, don't let this video put you off. This was me, say, ranting about the Class 91. And the frustrating thing about the 91 is it could have been a great one to drive in this game. I mean, the speed of it is fantastic. The acceleration of it is fantastic. The braking system on it is fantastic. But if you drive the InterCity liveried one, then you've got the driver vigilance thing going off every minute without fail, and there is nothing you can do to turn it off. If you drive the east, was it the east, I can't even see what the livery is, East Coast livery I think, you don't have the DVT, but you've got that annoying fan noise and it drowns out everything else, so you can't hear, like, you know, the engines, you can't hear the you know, the movement along the rails and that. And then, yeah, the throttle is far too sensitive, So you need to really use the mouse to move the throttle if you want any kind of accuracy. And the speed set is just totally useless. It's ridiculously bad how it's been set up. And all of those negatives just mean that unless you are an absolute ardent fan of the Class 91, I would not touch this low-code DLC with a barge pole. So, I take no pleasure in saying that. So there we go. Anyway, that was London St Pancras to Bedford in the Class 91. I can guarantee you the next video will be better than this. So yeah, this one's done and dusted out the way. The Class 91 is not going to be an option for the London to Edinburgh run. So those options will be the 370, the 221, the 801 and the 390. And the 370 and 221 have both appeared in these videos before. The 801 and the 390 will appear in these videos at some point before that live stream and before the you know, the poll goes up to see which train is going to be used in that live stream. So there we go. Right, this video done out the way, and hopefully I will not be doing another video like this anytime soon. So we will see you at the next one.